Why is the most absurd question ever? Because it's so simple, yet doesn't have an answer. When we're young, we're taught questioning authority or asking why things are a certain way is bad. But when you're older and you find some time alone to actually think and ask questions, you inevitably ask, why? Why am I doing this? Why am I here? Why are things this way? And if you start stacking these whys, pretty quickly you're gonna reach a cliff, a point in which there is no answer, and realize there is no reason why for anything. And then you walk around the next day and you realize that, like you, nobody really knows what they're doing. Nobody knows why we or anything is here at all. You realize the foundation of everything in our lives isn't grounded in anything solid, but the soft sands of nothing. And to add gasoline to the fire, everything we do is futile. The only absolute truth that we know is that we are not going to make it out of this life alive. And when that time comes, nothing else matters really. You won't have any thoughts or feelings, no memories or sensations. Everything you experience in life will fade away. And soon after your death, you might be remembered by a few close friends or loved ones for a little bit, but then slowly they'll move on with their lives and think about you less and less. Then pretty soon, they'll die. One day, someone will see your name in a book or pull you up on a screen and think about you for the last time. Then you will never be thought about again for the rest of eternity. Best case scenario, you do something so big that people build a statue in your honor. But over the years, the statue will crumble, piece by piece, until nobody remembers why it was built in the first place. And even then, all of this won't matter because you won't even be around to know this is happening. How do you not fall into nihilism, knowing that one day, inevitably, none of this is going to matter? What do you do when faced with the reality that no matter what you accomplish, what you achieve, how hard you try, who you become, the people you impact, the art you make, everything you'll ever do, all memories of you will disappear as if you were never here to begin with? That literally no matter what you do, you are going to die. What do we do when faced with the meaninglessness of our existence? Why do we continue if we're doing all of this just to die? Well, this is Albert Camus. He agreed with the base of nihilism, that life has no ultimate meaning, but he argued that that's not the problem. The problem is that we are creatures trying to find meaning and purpose in a universe clearly lacking meaning and purpose, which is absurd. The absurdity of life is everywhere, all around us, all the time. You get up, get dressed, drink your coffee, live your life, shit, piss, sleep, never knowing why or what it was for. We are forced to live in a world devoid of meaning and purpose, yet we are always trying to find some meaning or purpose within it. At any moment you can stop, ask yourself why you're doing anything and never get an answer. This is the absurd. So what can we do when faced with this absurd reality? Well, Camus offered three possible solutions. Either 1, you recognize the uselessness and the suffering of life, see no point in it, and decide to quit the game, which is not good, never do this. 2, you take a leap of faith. You don't accept that the life we live is inherently meaningless, and you turn to faith or religion. You put the meaning of your life into the hands of something greater than yourself, and hoping this can give you some purpose, aim, and some right way to live life. This is fine, but not the most optimal way to live life, because you're ignoring the glaring problem, that is the absurdity and the meaninglessness of life, and trying to cover it up with something that you know rationally isn't true. Or 3, you embrace the absurd. You look up at the stars and accept the absurdity and the meaninglessness of it all and act regardless. Instead of dying, drowning in a sea of nihilism, you revolt against it, acting for no other reason than the act itself. If the world is meaningless, fuck it, live in spite of it. Do it anyways. Laugh for the sake of laughing. Dance not to the music, but to the dance itself. Live as if you'll never live again, because you won't. The only way to live in an unfree world is to become so absolutely free. Your very existence is an act of rebellion. When face to face with the absurd, we must not fall quietly into the dark, but run headfirst into it, laughing the whole way. Why is a question we will never have an answer to, but why not is its equal? Why not see what life is about? Why not get the most out of your existence? Why not take a risk? Do that thing. Why not? As long as it's not absolutely illegal and breaks the laws of physics, why not do it? Soon you're going to fade into the dust in which you came from, but right now you're here, alive, breathing. So why not see what you can do with this one chance at existence? Never again will you be living in this time, in this place, with your mind. So while you're here, be weird, be different, be stupid, be curious, laugh, risk, cry, nap, fall in love, sing in the shower, live in spite of it all, revolt against the absurdity of our lives. When nothing you do matters, then the only thing that matters is what you do. If nothing matters, then you might as well enjoy life just because. Sure, I might be forgotten for the rest of time. I might not exist one day, but I exist now. I'm gonna see what this human experience has to offer, even if it doesn't last forever. And just because we won't be here forever, does that mean we shouldn't even try? Oh, everything's useless, huh? I'll never know why I'm here, if anything matters, if any of this has any significance at all. Well then check this shit out. I won't just sit in a corner wasting away. I'll exhaust every moment I have awake just for the hell of it. I'll live for myself, creating my own story and rules to live by. So when I look back at the end of my life, I can be proud of it, even if it had no meaning or purpose to begin with. I won't just learn how to play the piano, but I'll play the most beautiful melody I can into the endless void. The song of me, the fight against entropy, the sounds of the absurd, played at full volume on giant speakers to the uncaring, impersonal, infinite universe. I'll leave everything on the field, the tank empty, living fully without reason all the way to the very end for no other point than the point itself. This is absurdism. I always like to think of life as a blank canvas we were given at birth, and every second and choice we make is a different marking or coloring on our canvas. And when our time is up at the end of this life, the canvas will be burned, torn, and ripped to shreds, leaving no trace of a canvas even being there at all. Now, one can look at this and be like, what's the point? It's going to be gone one day, so I might as well not even put a drop on the paper. I like to look at it as, well, fuck it. If this is going to be gone one day, I might as well paint the most brilliant painting I can, because why not? What else do I have better to do? I won't just paint, I'll soak the whole thing. I'll invent some new color. I'll dance with the damn painting and take it out for a cup of coffee, because why not? Because you can always ask why this and why that, and you will never find an answer. Why we're here, why anything matters, why we should even try if it's all going to be forgotten. But constantly asking why keeps you stuck in this loop, wasting the time you have alive, trying to find a reason to be alive. Why does life even need to be meaningful? Why do we need purpose to continue? Sure, there's no answer to why, but there's also no answer to why not. If nothing is going to matter, then I can't mess up. Why not try something? I can't fail. No one will care or even be here one day. No line will be wrong. I can't put a color in the wrong spot. I can make something true to me, so that at the end, when I'm about to leave here, I can have a tear in my eye, knowing I made something true to me, even if I know in the end, it didn't mean anything at all. But for a second, for a moment, I was there. And I created something glorious. You are always writing the book of you, a book you will never read, a book very few will read, a book everybody will forget. So why not write the best book you can? Why not? Camus famously compared our absurd situation to the Greek legend of Sisyphus, a man who was condemned to roll a boulder up a hill every day, only to watch it roll back down, repeating this meaningless task forever. Sisyphus isn't happy because his task is inherently meaningful. He knows it isn't, but he understands that he can find happiness in accepting and embracing the absurdity of his situation. This acceptance is what makes him free, finding even a small amount of joy in freedom, in a world designed to remove it, is the ultimate act of defiance. Every day, Sisyphus proves to himself that he is alive and free by accepting the absurdity of his fate. He finds his own happiness in the struggle. So what can you take from this? Well, the first time you realize you're going to die is the first time you start living your real life, because that's when you start to decide what's actually important to you. I can't speak for anyone else, but when I first really sat down with the thought, it scared me more than anything. Not just the fact that I'm going to die, but how after that, probably nothing happens. Not nothing as in black, but nothing. How death is an inevitable, inexperienceable experience I will soon experience forever. And how basically everything I was doing, not only did I not like, it would mean nothing at the end. It made me realize how many things just weren't that important to me, and how painful it would be to look back on my life and know I didn't even try to get more out of my life, to not even try to live the life that I actually wanted. At that time, I was considering Camus' first option. I didn't see a point in continuing because I didn't see any point or benefit to it. But then this realization hit me. If nothing matters, then I'm free to chase life however I see fit. There are no rules you have to follow. No way your life has to go. Nothing has to be done a certain way. If nothing matters, it removes the limitations we put on our lives and gives us the freedom to write our own story. Like sure, Nothing matters, but that also means neither do your failures, your mistakes, your self-doubt, your pain, the opinions of other humans who aren't you and will never be you. Like, why do you need to go into debt, get the job, get the family, and die? If that's what someone wants, fine. But if that's not what I want, why would I accept that if it doesn't have to be that way? The idea that nobody has any idea what they're doing. The rules we follow were made up by people no less lost and no more smarter than you. So why not make up your own rules and live free? Why not just do random things just to do them? Like, why get to the end of this life and realize you didn't do something because of what? I'm not saying absurdism is 100% right. I don't think there is a right. I just know that one day there won't be another day. I'll leave you with this. If you are going to exist for a very small amount of time, don't waste it. If we're all condemned to a meaningless existence waiting to die, then we might as well run headfirst into it and see what life has to offer. Instead of asking absurd questions like why, ask why not? And maybe we continue because when faced with the absurd, we find purpose in continuing. Maybe just the act of acting and experiencing is enough. Maybe why doesn't matter as much as what we do in the face of it. Ultimately, the search for meaning in a universe like this is futile, but living is not. And maybe that's reason enough to continue.